What's up, guys? This is Roy. This is my 8th week of this powerlifting program I've been in, that I've been working through. I've got a meet in September, about 12 weeks out. This is a 10-week program. I'm going to run it twice to prepare for this meet. So almost done with the first time through. Working up to a single of 94% based off my 1-rep max, which is 450, that I did based off a rep max calculator, but I think it's pretty accurate just based on how the weights have been moving for me. Starting off with some box squats. I don't have a box, I just have that weird stool, but it helps me get the knees and hips primed up to hit depth in this low bar position. We moved there from 225 to 275 here for 4. And just getting primed up, just getting the hips and backs and knees, the backs, getting the backs and knees, getting the whole body primed up and warm to just get annihilated by heavy weights later, but annihilated in a good way. I realized that I need a little bit more warm up before I get into those heavier weights, so I'm gonna hit 275 one more time for 3 right here. Yep. And this is where things started feeling pretty good for me. I felt like, all right, today's gonna be a good day. A little bit of soreness, a little bit of pain there in the knees. I've been dealing with tendinitis off and on for a long time. And some days it just flares up. Other days it doesn't. But I could feel it a little bit today. But once I got to this point, I was feeling pretty good. Once you feel those hips open and you feel your low back and your whole posterior kind of help you with the weight, your knees really don't have to do as much work. Here I am hitting 365, still in the warm-up zone. We're working up to 425, and this is where I felt really good right here. This one felt good, felt like good depth, moved well. Moving from here to 385, which this rep I wasn't a huge fan of, but I felt like I kind of dive bombed on the descent. A little shaky on the way down. I really like to control that descent. See right there, a little bit of a shake, and I felt like I was really reaching for depth there, but oh well, you're not going to hit every single rep 100% perfect every time. And, here we go into 405. I felt like this was a great rep. Felt really strong and controlled, just felt like I had the weight on my back right where it needed to be. And nice descent. Bam, straight out of the hole. Even a little pause there. Real nice, real nice. Leading into my big set of the day, I felt like I could have got a little bit better depth on this, but I replayed it, and, who knows? Depending on what kind of judge you get, this could be it or not, but I feel pretty happy with this squat. I was pumped. That's the most I've had on my back in a long time. And then we move into the back down sets. 6 sets at 84%, which was 377.5. So I got the little yellow plates on there. And I was really feeling my groove. I was feeling the groove. Felt like this weight was moving. 84% is still heavy, though. Heavy enough to just wreck you for the day. And I come from doing a lot of higher rep training. So this powerlifting stuff for me, it's been brutal. I've heard people say that, bodybuilding is the hardest training style. And for me, I don't necessarily agree, because the systemic stress of heavy weights, it just wrecks you in a different way than, going for high reps all the time. And the goal of bodybuilding is to get stronger too, but you're usually working at a lower percentage in a higher rep zone. When you're getting this close to 1-rep maxes all the time, doing your working sets, it gets heavy and it gets hard. And I was really starting to feel it towards the end of these sets, but you got to rest enough in between and just really focus and really dial that movement pattern in. Try to get the hips and the knees to break at the same time, hit depth just like that. I noticed that my first rep of every set is not as clean as my second, and that's something I really want to work on, is just to, because when it gets to competition, you only get one rep. You don't get a set of 2 or a set of 3. You got to hit that first rep. So, I'm really trying to dial those in and just hit them like that. See, that was a good one right there. Bam, hit it again. See, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like that angle, the right side of my body, I feel like that side hits depth a lot easier than the left side. That's why I switch sides every time I film these sets. I don't know what it is, if it's just an imbalance or like I have a longer leg or whatever it is, or just the camera angle, but I've always felt like the depth looks a little bit different on the left. But I'm trying to get it to the point where that's not even a question. I just want to hit depth every single time on that first rep. So from there, I'm working into just some high bar squats at 215. High bar, my high bar is just, it's a lot better than it was, but I started out squatting high bar and I was going way too heavy and it kind of wrecked my knees, and now I'm dealing with it later on. But so using lower weights for these, just building quads, just building a movement pattern. I think after I'm done with this powerlifting stuff, I'm really going to focus on high bar squats. I think if there's pain, you need to slowly and progressively train through it. Strengthen those tendons, strengthen those muscles. Those are the things you need to work on. I never run away from pain. And to finish it off, I'm just hitting some back extensions, got the 20-pound vest and, 100 pounds in dumbbells. I usually do RDLs, but at this point, I'm just wrecked and I don't have enough energy to load the bar up with 350 or whatever it's going to take to get the same stimulus. These guys do the job, high reps, 3 sets of 15, going straight into hanging leg raises. Yeah, they're not great. My feet do touch the ground. My rack's not that tall, but I still feel the desired effect. Really try to just squeeze those bottom abs. And so I'm going to keep posting these weekly. My next one's going to be my bench session, followed by deadlift, and maybe I'll throw some overhead press in there too. Thanks for watching.